Hello everyone and welcome back to Planet Coaster to Planet Raw. It is the third episode of this installment, and in today's episode I'm going to announce the winner of the Planet Coaster base game giveaway. The lucky winner is Alexis minus SCH, or maybe it's in German Alexis Sch. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, you won the game, so please, if you want to claim that, it would be important to write an email to rudi.rennkamel@googlemail or gmail.com. No matter what you type in, it'll work. So yeah, just see that you can do something about this, and I'm gonna send you the key as soon as I get your email. But yeah, as soon as this is sorted out now, I wanted to go into today's episode, which is, to be completely honest with you, a little bit of a mixture of a time-lapse building this junior coaster over here, which is in fact a mine train coaster, and then going into a little bit of a real-time part of this video, of this park, which is in fact for the very reason that I wanted to show you what I'm going to do next. I'm trying to put this onto Saturday now. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about what's happening in the next couple of days. First of all, you might be hearing that already. My voice is back at a more or less normal state. It's never normal, but it's my pain I had in my mouth is at least gone, and I also kind of fixed a little bit about the echo, I hope, at least in my room. So overall the voice quality in this video should be miles better than it was recently. Yeah, and there's not too much else I can tell you guys about what's happening in the background, because it's basically just me trying to fit in this coaster somehow in the layout of the park. It is very tiny, and I figured that the restraints I put myself on with this project are really limiting, which is a good thing, which is really a good thing. There's that phrase telling that under pressure there is going to be created diamonds. I don't know if that's the same saying in English that way, but at least in German you kind of say something like that. But never mind, it's very cheesy, but there is kind of a little bit of truth in it anyways. So the more limitations you have, the more creative you have to get to find solution for this issue or for these problems. You have to kind of work around them, and so this was me trying to bring that coaster somewhat together, and I think I kind of succeeded as well. It's not smoothed out by no means, but we're going to have a ride in the real-time part. I haven't had any POV of this coaster yet, and I won't do any because I wanted to experience that live with you in the game, and then just see what we can do about it. There's a lot of things I want to address while being in the actual real-time part, just because of explaining my idea behind putting that coaster in. So yeah, obviously I haven't had the free choice. I needed to take one coaster that is included in the base game. This is, again, for those of you who are joining new to the channel, always appreciate it. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to make sure that you're gonna get all these videos in the future as well. But also, you might not know that this is a project where I forced myself to only use the base game of Planet Coaster. So as you might know, I do own all the DLCs that came with the game after a while that the game has been released. A few DLCs came out, and they all improved the way the game handles, the game content is, and all these kind of things. So I wanted to see how it is for people who do not own the game and they buy the game by now in the very core status, and I wanted to see what the game can deliver with this status. And the more I play in this park and the more I use the game as its core version, I have to say that it still is a very great game. And then there is this one promise that Frontier made at the very beginning. They said that no matter what they're gonna release as a DLC, it will always be somewhat cosmetic. And I know it's at least up to discussion, but there is not that introduction in a DLC that kind of changes the gameplay. It always was somewhat customizable, but it was never a game changer. So for me, as a very creative player who uses and abuses all the pieces in the game, surely there was a lot of game-changing items that came with the DLCs, but it's only for me the way I play the game, and honestly, I would have survived without. I totally feel that right now. But for those poople, are you a poople? Hope you have eaten. God, my English is broken. My voice is back, my English is broken. Hope you ate enough so you can be a poople. Okay, let's not do this. For people who do play the game in its core status and play management wise, or play just a little bit creative, not that crazy detailed that I do, they will be fully happy with the game, and they will not need to miss anything which changes the experience of the game. If you are into coasters, if you're into various scenarios and whatnot and theming, the DLCs mostly fit to your needs, but they're not necessary to enjoy the game how it is meant to be enjoyed. And this is, I think it can be called a success for Frontier, because they really stick to it, and it kind of opens the door for me to talk about how the game industry works nowadays. And I don't want to do this entirely in this video, but let me just leave these few words with you guys, that I really think people out there are still way too demanding in general. Like, our entire society, for the most part, got so consume heavy and so focused on what they don't get that they forget about what they actually get. And it is always important to look at what you really get with the game. And I think within these nearly 4 years or 3.5 years of the existence of Planet Coaster, the game has been improved tremendously. The core game, I'm talking about the core game. And all the DLCs didn't change the way the game feels, and that's a great thing. And I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say here, but I'm going to make a more dedicated approach on talking about that soon. Now let's hit the real-time part now, because we ran out of footage, as you can see. So now let's switch over to the real-time part. Alrighty, as promised, we are here in the real-time part, and I just checked the recording a little bit. The sound is better, yes, of my voice. It's not perfect yet. I'll take a few minutes in the next couple of days where I will be trying to fix the echo here in the room, because it's now basically, if I just look around, it's more or less done, at least in terms of what is standing in the room, so there's not much change going to happen. However, I am absolutely not satisfied with how the sound of the microphone is. I was about to buy a new microphone soon, which also should help with the sound quality, but the problem is that I am a little bit short of money. Can we say that? Buying a flat and renovating it for the most part isn't the cheapest things to do in life. So there is basically an issue here with the money at the moment. So I'm waiting, I'm saving a little bit for a new graphics card, as you guys know, but also for having a little bit better setup overall. However, before we go into, I am wanting to change this relative of train. If you see minor lag in the view, I'm also very sorry. I'm downloading AUNA at the moment. I haven't played that since the full release, and I'm going to record that tomorrow for the first time. But since my internet connection, as you might have seen on my channel, is a bit weak at the moment, and it's actually tomorrow it will be changed, but I wanted to record tomorrow, so this is why I'm downloading AUNA right now, but it takes up to 8.5 hours, so this is why I need to leave it running in the background. I know it's unfortunate, I know it's not the most optimal thing to do, but I don't really have a choice at the moment, and this is why I'm sitting here and talking to you like that, and telling you that the minor lag is coming from this one. And to jump over into the train right now, we're just gonna hit hello, there we go, and now we can just jump in and enjoy the ride. I have no idea how it turns out. As I said, I haven't taken a ride on this train quite yet, so let's see how it works. And I can keep on talking because the sound of the game is not too loud, so it shouldn't be disturbing. But now let's have a look. Okay. A little bunny hop here, a bit of airtime. Going into this bank turn over here. It might be a bit too tight here. Well, it's still okay. Going in transition is pretty nice. Could have been banked a tad bit less, but yeah, it's maybe a bit too close to the outside of the other coaster. This one might also be a bit too tight over here. No, it's actually working. So coming up to this one here, giving a little bit of, okay, this is still very weak, a little bit of a weird transition, going over 2 little hops over here, and then go to the last right turn, not too fast into the brake run. Good. It's not that bad for a kiddie coaster, especially considering what the overall task is here. This is somewhat, I don't know, doable, I guess. Yeah, there will be a bit of custom work in terms of supporting. This is definitely needed. Also over here, isn't that too? This is super close to the pathway, isn't it? Let me just check if our friend I love how quick the new UI works. After last patch, I have really to say that Frontier did an amazing job in improving it, actually. But yeah, okay, now it's actually okay. How much? People just shouldn't jump down here. That's the only thing I wanted to say. They just shouldn't jump. But well, that's about it for this side over here. Okay, now I just wanted to take you on another ride with this coaster, because you guys deserve. And this is what we do. Because I improved that. That's the one thing I did off screen in this park. I improved this coaster, and I'm now quite happy with how this coaster turns out overall. I mean, they're all not super realistic. They won't ever be. It's just me trying to get this as good as possible in the restraints of this park. Now going into this bit, which is still not perfectly smooth, but it's as smooth as I could get it. And then we go into this one, which is fairly okay. With a little bit of jigger in the middle. It's going a little bit weird, but it's okay, I guess. The banking into this turn is quite okay. Might be a bit heavy, but yeah. Then going into this one, I know there is, I'm going to show you after the ride. It's easier to show it to you whilst being actually on the point where this happens. But yeah, so this is the ride. It's okay, I guess. It's a bit more intense than the kid coaster. I really wanted to have this 2 options, having a more intense ride featuring a inversion, and also having this very kiddie coaster that is spread out across mostly the entire part of the left hand side of the park. We are going to repaint this area so that this is green. We're going to repaint everything that's crossing the pathways into gray, as I've done this also with this one over here, so that in the end, once this is all done, we still can see the shape of the Planko logo. This is the overall idea, and I wanted to keep that, and we have to see how that turns out in the end, but I'm fairly optimistic that this will work out. However, this is the little bit I wanted to show you, and since the coaster is nearly there we go. This bit over here, I know it might be a tiny bit too steep. I don't know if the coaster can withstand these kind of, well, it will be able to, but the forces that are being put on the people quite here up, I don't know if they're too heavy. Maybe I'm a bit too strict over here, but for me, I would have made this a tiny bit more subtle if I could, but then we are getting too close to this bit over here. So it is okay. I can still try to smooth that out a bit more, but I was going to have more of the better distance between the coaster and the upper track part, which is here, especially because the coaster is also tilting towards the inside, so getting a little more closer. So if people would raise their hands here and here, it kind of would get too close if I would raise this part up. And on the other hand side, I can't go even more down to smooth this all out a bit more here, because then we get too close to this lower part over here. However, I really have to say I like this part over here quite a bit. It looks fairly interesting, and I am super happy with how this turns out anyways. So this is really something I didn't expect to work out that great. You can really tell that this park can look somehow really cool in the end. I am not sure. I want to take kind of a very interesting screenshot for this episode. However, I have no real idea where to put it, to be honest. I should somehow feature the kid coaster, but there's not too much interesting to look at right yet. Maybe we can do it. Yeah, maybe we can somehow try to get the big wheel in. This should do for a good screenshot as well, but I'm also trying to make it all a bit more looking interesting. Let me just bring the whole train up here. So here we go, and that makes things a lot better looking. There we go. I don't know, can we just maybe it makes sense to use the depth of field here, because I'm usually turning that off because it annoys me while playing, but for these kind of shots, this is kind of, wait, why didn't I have this on? Where is the depth of field? There we go. Let's say on, and wasn't there an option to increase it or decrease it? We can put that on ultra, and we can put that on high. Where is the option to... or was that City Skylines? I am confused because I played quite a bit in both games at the moment. Can you focus? That would be awesome. Thank you for focusing on the train. I'm really thankful for doing this. Yeah. Or maybe we can have this train go a bit more here. I'm sorry that we're just taking some screenshots in here in this episode. It's somewhat of a filler episode. I'm shamelessly kind of, you know, saying this to you in the most honest way I can, because I have not had that much time to really do what I wanted to do in here. And this is okay. Let me just stop doing that, and also let me just deactivate this again because it's really annoying me already. Where is that depth of field? Let's turn it off. Great, and resume. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to finish off this whole area. So we're going to start doing the station over here with a bit more of a wooden styled building, which then transitions into a more wooden styled shop layout over here. I don't really know what I put in here in the middle part where we do have this. Is this actually, why is this even here? What is that? Is this a queue? For the, oh, that's a queue for the ride. I have just okay, I covered up this area to make sure that this is part of, okay, I was fooled by myself here. I was fooled by myself. So this is how it should be. So we are trying to make the transition between a more modern looking area here, and then we kind of create a border over here to tilt and transform the whole area into this more wooden styled, rustic kiddie coaster styled corner over here. We're gonna have a bit more of normal layouting park. I would call it, this is like park-ish. We're gonna have like a park-ish theme everywhere, but this is more park-ish than everything else because it's just focusing on a bit more foliage. We're gonna make the same over here, while we're gonna make a custom roof on top of this one. Or is it a breakdancer, or how's it called? It's a hyperspin. We're gonna put like a roof on the hyperspin because this is the one that doesn't move up and down. We do not put something on this one because it's moving up and down, and I would need to make this as high, and kind of looks bad. We do want to build some sort of roof on top of this one to also support the second lift hill of our little kiddie coaster. We're going to make a structure that supports this coaster going, oops, over here. Is this autosaving? Yes, we should not move the camera because autosaving always annoys it. Is annoying whilst, okay, yeah, now it's done. I don't know what I talk about. So yeah, we're going to make this all look a bit better so that this flat ride really is a bit more safe than it is right now. It feels very unsecured and unsafe in the middle of all these coaster types. We definitely have to check if we can improve this bit over here. That's way too close to each other. Way too close. That's like super dangerous. But yeah, I'm sure we're gonna find a solution in the future. However, okay, I'm not gonna, no. I'm just saying thank you guys for watching over here. And again, just as a little reminder, the winner of the Planet Coaster base game competition is Mr. Alexis -SCH, or if it's German, Alexis shh. I love to do that. Hopefully the sound is not too messed up. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a fill-in episode for Planet War. We're gonna continue more in depth with the building next week, but also to give you a little bit of a idea of what's going to happen next week. Trying to bring in all the Eastern Napali episodes that I have pre-recorded. So 4 episodes are pre-recorded, and there will be plenty more in the future. So I really want to push Napali forward because it's really my favorite project at the moment, and I'm going to put all the effort and all the time I have into it. We're going to start with Anno 1800, and I will focus on beautification a lot. So if you are that kind of guy that likes this type of game with a focus on beautification, you will be the right one to watch my videos, because this will be what I'm focusing on. And I am definitely also going to have a look in some other games I haven't touched in a while, such as Parkitect, but also Foundation. And I'm simply waiting for Ostriv Alpha 2 to play that game again, because really I missed playing it. I liked it quite a bit at the beginning, so yeah, keep your eyes open for all this kind of stuff. If you're new here and you want to keep your eyes open for it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also for all the others, don't forget to hit the bell. As always, I don't need to tell you how annoying that is, that you don't get the notifications when my videos are up and you want to get them. Make sure to hit the bell, because that helps in getting more notifications. Yeah, I talked a lot about organization as always, but hey, have a great day, have a great time, have a great evening, have a great morning, whenever you watch this video, and yeah, have a positive time. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye, and see you soon.
We should be hiding out wherever we may find love that's flowing on.